I think it gave me a certain amount of self-confidence not to always be worried that what came my way was because of my last name. On the other hand, I have a famous last name now, and I love it, love it, love it. So,
Exactly. That's what I mean. You're one of those unique people that got to experience both of them.
yeah, but having a famous last name now is as an adult,
Yeah, it's different.
and it's totally different.
I think you can answer this. You're the best person to answer this because of your unique situation. What is better, to be branded personally or brand your company's name? Now, I'll come back to the question. I want to preface it first. So you're unique because you got a dad who branded a company's name instead of his own name, right? Instead of saying Henderson, he called it Sheraton. And we didn't, we don't know Henderson as much as Sheraton because Sheraton became great as a company, but he was the power behind the power. On the other hand, you married Frank Perdue, who used his last name, also branding his personal name. So this is an important question because I had Joe Foster on here. He's the founder of Reebok, and a few other people as well that were like him. And in his case, though, here he is, he sold his company in '89, I think, for $4 billion, but it wasn't his name. It was Reebok, right? So here he has to come back in his 80s to give himself a personal brand so that he can tell the story properly of the brand he created of his company. That's why he did it, right? So you're caught between two scenarios. You actually experienced both ends of that. So what is your thoughts? Should someone give themselves a brand with their own name, like Hilton, or should they brand with a different name that's different than their last name? What's your thoughts on that? Thanks.
I think my life growing up was a lot easier that I wasn't named Sheraton.
Exactly.
And I do know that if your last name is Perdue, I mean, I'm used to it, so I'm fine with it. But supposing you're a kid and you get teased at school or something, I think my recommendation to people would be not to have the family name be the name of the company. But I'm not passionately in favor of one or the other. I'm just aware that my life was much simpler since it wasn't called Henderson.
Yeah, and Mitzi, compare that to the Hiltons, right? Like that's a competitive brand to Sheraton. So the Hiltons had a whole different story. Their last name was Hilton, and all them that grew up with the Hilton name, I'm sure they'll have their own opinions of this, but it did affect them probably a lot different than you because the fact that people knew who they were.
Yeah, I loved it that if whatever career success I had, I was pretty sure that I got it in my own, that it wasn't because of my last name. Because if you're a writer, people have to like it. They don't care what your last name is. So,
right.
So I think it gave me a certain amount of self-confidence not to always be worried that what came my way was because of my last name. On the other hand, I have a famous last name now, and I love it, love it, love it. So.
Exactly. That's what I mean. You're one of those unique people that got to experience both of them.
Yeah, but having a famous last name now is as an adult.
Yeah, it's different.
And it's totally different.
That is a very, very good point. Yeah, thank you, Mitzi. I'm glad that was a perfect answer, actually. It's still inconclusive of advice to others, folks, but.
Well, okay, I think I can give some more concrete advice. If you're somebody founding a company, if you have children already, and if you know what they're like, are they outgoing people who aren't going to be bothered? Or is it somebody who's kind of more shy and hasn't found themselves yet? If it's the somewhat shy person who hasn't found themselves yet, I don't think I'd ever name the company after my last name.